Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Travis Marshall, and welcome to another edition of Lunch Punch brought to you by GrilledChristian.com. So, everybody's been asking, what is Lunch Punch? You can think of Lunch Punch as a little 5-minute shot of spiritual adrenaline to help you begin and also maybe even get through the middle of your week. Today, we're going to be answering the question. We're actually going to begin it today, and we're going to finish it later on this week. Here's the question we're going to be answering. What do all athletes know that all Christians should know? So let's jump right into it. And we're going to go to 1 Corinthians, that's 1 Corinthians 9, verses 24 through 27. We're going to go ahead and start in verse 24, and I'm going to just read the whole thing, the context for the week, and then we'll come back to verse 24. So it says this, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I don't fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I've preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified from the prize." So we're going to go into verse 24, and again, I want to read it one more time. It says, "Do you know that in a race all runners run, but only one gets the prize? So run in such a way as to get the prize." So there's a few things I want to just lift from verse 24. As I'm reading the first part of this, I couldn't help the reference. Maybe some of y'all will get it, but it's this idea that everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on. And so it's so interesting. It's funny. Yes, it's a Coolio reference. Yes, it's Gangster's Paradise, and it will be in your head the rest of the day. So anyways, but that's really the case. It seems like we're in this big race, this rat race as we call it, and everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking. Like there's people not even looking where they're going. There's no intent to what they're doing. They're just running around. They're going crazy in life, again, with no end goal in mind. But here's the thing I want you to remember from verse 24. You're running your race, not your neighbor's race, not your friend's race, not your dad's race, not your mom's, not your sister's, not your brother's. You're running your race, and you're the only one, listen, you're the only one who can win or lose your race by the grace of God. So that's so important, is to figure out what your race is so that you can run it with the utmost of conviction, of intent, of preparation, and those things that we'll be talking on later through the week. But let's go on to verse 25. It says, "Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever." Okay, so there's a few things I want to capture from this in verse 25. Again, it says everyone who competes in the games. See, we're all competing for something. We're all competing for something, and you can't get so caught up in who you may be competing against. Why is it so important to run your own race and to worry and to focus on what you're competing for? Because the more that you try to compete against others, the more you actually risk losing your own unique identity, because the thing you're trying to compete against, sometimes you end up becoming. And anyways, that may be a conversation for another day, but think on that. So we're all competing for something. That is where your identity is revealed, is when you understand your race, you understand what you're competing for. Then the other thing from verse 25, that next little line, it says we go into strict training. Listen, you can't prepare yourself for the end goal passively. You cannot prepare yourself passively. You got to do what you can today, not tomorrow, not next week, but you've got to do what you can today to present a better version and maybe the best version of yourself so far. Don't prepare passively. Go after it aggressively. And then last, compete for the stuff that matters. Paul is speaking to legacy here. He's thinking of his own legacy. And when we talk about legacy in a scriptural context, I think it's far more powerful than what the secular world would give us, because he says this, what he wanted to be, he was competing for two things. What he wanted to be remembered for here as he left the earth, and he also wanted to leave a legacy in the regards of what he wanted to be rewarded for in heaven. So let me finish this out real quick. Again, thank you so much. I'm going to encourage you, crush it for the King this week, and whatever he's blessed you to be able to do. You can help us by sharing, liking, and commenting on this video, as well as our Facebook fan page. This is Travis Marshall with GrilledChristian.com. This has been your Lunch Punch, the beginning of the week edition.